We're back at 8:41, and today's American Story with Bob Dotson comes from Sand Springs, Oklahoma, where Bob found a teacher who's using his talents in a simple message to inspire people.
All right, here we go.
Some of us are lucky enough to have had a great teacher.
We will always be. Yes, we will.
A cheerleader who shapes our lives.
Senior class, what's your cry?
Frank Cooper does more than shout.
You wish you were a sand-I-do.
Like a poet, he wrote something that sticks.
KYP stands for Keep Your Promises.
Even now, Kelsey Morris, the busy manager of a convenience store, remembers those letters a decade out of high school. Their meaning so significant, he has them tattooed on his wrist.
So as a daily reminder to keep my promises. It was important to be the person that you tell people you're going to be.
Frank believes that too. He studied to be a lawyer and for 7 years was quite successful, but didn't like the person he became.
For a long time in my life, I was a taker. And, you know, what can you do for me kind of guy.
2 decades ago, he gave up a lucrative legal career, took a 50% pay cut to become a high school teacher. Sometimes when you climb the ladder of success, you find it leaning against the wrong wall.
Tell that to the woman you met in law school, the brilliant lawyer you married.
Of course, I'm thinking, oh my God, going to work with a bunch of 14 and 15-year-olds has got to be worse than being in court yelling at somebody, right?
He called her after his first day in class.
Honey, I might have made a wrong choice.
So he tried something else.
Well, it's one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoe.
In Frank Cooper's class, history comes alive.
Fire him up.
My God, this is America.
There is a starfish on your head.
Nothing helps a teenager learn like laughter.
I can't believe you broke my arm.
With all this silliness, Frank is simply keeping a promise,
Thunderball.
the one he made at his father's deathbed.
I promise you, Daddy, the next time you see me, I'll have done something to make you proud.
So year after year, he scrawls KYP, Keep Your Promise, on his classroom chalkboard, and sets out to do just that.
What has somebody done for you to make you feel a little bit more significant?
He persuaded Matt Wood, a star football player, to look beyond the football field and the family ranch.
I didn't decide to go to college until April of my senior year of high school, and that was mostly due to Mr. Cooper.
This spring, Matt graduates from medical school. At times like this, Frank believes he sees his father.
And I think about my daddy, and I think about him nodding his head, and I want to say, Daddy, I'm proud of this kid, and I had a part of that.
Am I having some bad hair?
Yeah.
Okay. I did that on purpose, just so you...
High five. Are you in the book club?
Another former student, Mandy Bunton, turned down a TV career to become a teacher just like Mr. Cooper.
Has it hit you that you're taking all of this life lesson from an Elvis impersonator?
Well, let's just say I hope Elvis never leaves the building.
Oh, but he has. They take out into the world his words of wisdom, the ones he tells them every day.
You're important. I love you. And the joy of life is in the journey.
You are important. I love you. And the joy of life is in the journey.
You guys are important. I love you. Have a great day. Remember, the joy of life is. I love you. Have a great day. Remember, the joy of life is. In the journey. Bam!
The best of him lives on in them. For today, Bob Dotson,
Rock Chalk,
NBC News, with an American Story in Sand Springs, Oklahoma.
It works, too, because we should tell you that a lot of the students who have him as a teacher increase their college entrance exam scores by 30 to 40%.
Wow. The Elvis effect, we'll call it.
Well, you guys have to dress like Elvis to help your kids with their homework.
Yeah, good idea.
Works,
actually, I dress up like SpongeBob.
Anything to get the grades up, right?